In typical Chris and Kim fashion, we're starting a project at dusk. We're gonna
All we ever do is start projects. We never actually finish them.
This is Chicken Coop 2.0. Chicken Coop 1.0 is up there along the side of the house. And
Still in virgin, pristine condition.
and 3.0 is over there on the trailer. This one is going to be where they live until the big one is finished. And then this one will stay for any potential roosters that we may have. Again, hard to tell just yet. They're 5 weeks going on 6 weeks old. Some of them starting to develop combs and what have you, but still a little bit early to tell. So if we do end up with a rooster or two, we have temporary housing, or not temporary, seclusionary housing for the roosters. All right, I'm going to leave the GoPro focused on Chris. And I'm going to go fight with the wind to cover the wood for the new chicken coop. Oh, where's my GoPro? Teddy, could you stand here and hold the GoPro? That'd be helpful.
These directions are not the greatest. A lot of these pieces look the same. And they're really small pictures, and there's no words. Just small pictures of a bunch of pieces that look very similar. And not really clear how this pieces are supposed to. And I'm making the executive decision that goes this way. All right, well, I'm sure most of that was really thrilling video of me behind the shed, or behind the chicken coop, but here it is. It's dark. And you're surrounded by coyotes who must be knowing that, sensing we're building a chicken coop, and they're thinking that it looks delicious. So Kim just took the dogs in because they are all around. I could hear them howling just a little bit ago, but it is done. So Coop 2.0, which will be the first one that they actually use, I believe. But a better picture of it in the light tomorrow. But there it is. All right. Later.
It is 86 degrees here in early May, and I'm going to let the chickens explore some outside time while I do some work outside. It'll be quite an adventure getting them out of this brooder box and into their outside container, but they will enjoy it once they're out there. So I'm going to struggle to get them outside, and then I'll show you their setup outside. That was not easy. Took 20 minutes. I'm totally out of breath. I probably put 10,000 steps chasing them around the coop to get them out here. Of course, now they're happy as pie. So this is the new coop that we built. Well, that's the royal we that Chris built the other day. This is, again, their temporary coop. We bought all the materials for the new permanent coop. They still have, I'd say, about 3 weeks left inside. Some of the feathers still coming in, so they're not fully feathered yet. Can tell they like being out here pecking at the dirt. Not sure how many bugs they'll find today. I did bring their food and water out. I have another project I'm going to get started on, but it's a beautiful day. Great for them to be out here. I do have to make a couple of additions to this coop. When we were finishing this up the other night, the coyotes were out in force. I'm not sure that this coop would hold up to coyotes, so I'm going to do a couple of different things. First, I'm going to lay a 4-foot piece of hardware cloth under the coop, and then at the 4 corners of the coop and then the 2 ends of the run here, I'm going to put a piece of rebar. This is not a particularly heavy duty coop, so I am worried about the wind. I'm mostly concerned about predators though. So I think what I will probably end up doing before I end up moving them in here permanently, I may end up getting one of those big wire like dog kennel things, which will basically just be an extra deterrent, but it will also give them more space to get out during the day whenever somebody is here to, make sure that they're safe. So I will probably do that though before they move out here full time, just because those coyotes at night are pretty freakish, and I'm thinking if they really wanted to get in here, it would not be a challenge for them. So before they come out here full time, I'm going to get one of those, build it, and then they can move out here. And then the nice thing about both this coop and the enclosure that I'm going to purchase, it's movable. So when we get the big coop built, which is going to go over to the right of the dog fence over in that part of the yard, I will be able to relocate this over to that area as well. Again, just in the event that one of these guys is roosters or there are multiple roosters and they end up being a behavior problem. They look like they're having a good time now after they gave me a run for my money getting them out here. After throwing a hissy fit for me to bring them out here, chicks seem to be loving life out here. Who am I missing? Goldie, there she is. She's hiding in the shade. Hanging out. Some water, got some food.
Well, after our exciting assembly of the chicken coop, after it lasted for a couple of days before the chickens got in it, we had a giant storm yesterday, and it basically rolled the thing 50 yards across the lot and trashed it. So we're trying to pick it up, carry it back over, and see if anything can just help.